ever could imagine that I could have in the whole world. And she is such a wonderful person that I feel as though you might think I was exaggerating if I tell you all the things I think are wonderful about her. First of all, she's a person that can combine so many things in her life and does it all with a cool, and as my granddaughter would say, she really rocks. Lynn, that means you're in, and we say you rock. I didn't know that. That's the word. Lynn can manage her home, which she does exquisitely. She can have a dinner party, but nobody can do the whole dinner because she's going to do the souffle, and she knows how to do that better than anyone else. She manages her office. She uses all the things, all these electronic things like the most modern phone and an iPad and a Kindle, and she has all the numbers and all the credit cards and everything on her body all the time. She's always prepared and she's always cool, and I think that's a great combination. So being cool takes her many paths in the world. First of all, she runs her house. Secondly, she's kind of an athlete. You didn't know that, family. She swims about 30 laps every morning when she can in the pool. She exercises. She played tennis. She said she was 87 before she played tennis until age 86. There's one other thing you did athletically. Skiing. She was a skier. So she's really in great shape. I've been in the gym with her. When I lift my 2 pounds in each arm, she lifts 10 pounds in each arm. Okay. I mean, she's not showing off. She really could do it. So Lynn is a great athlete. Lynn is a great educator. She loves her Vassar College, and she is attending to many events there. I've been to some with her, and she's greeted by the VIPs when she walks in. Everyone is so happy to see her, and she's happy to be there. And I think one of her granddaughters, I'm not sure if that's so, was given a diploma when Lynn was the one who gave the commencement speech. A niece. But I know that was a great thrill for Lynn, as being the commentator and having her granddaughter receive the diploma from her. So Vassar is one of the things on her list. Then she taught me all about 0 to 3. I thought that was an age when you didn't have to worry about children, you just got a good nanny. But Lynn thinks it's very important from day one. She even believes that you should teach them sign language these days. And if you go like this, they'll tell you they're hungry or something. But Lynn is right up on the 0 to 3. And I hope she gets a bevy of new grandchildren with the young ladies in the family so she can tell you how to raise them. I also hear about Bank Street, which was a school that she was very fond of and which she has always been interested in. And she thinks about that today wherever she knows about a school or attends a school, and I think she probably would like to convert schools to Bank Street. I'm not sure about that, but I know that that's also on the top of her list. So she's very much interested in education, and I've learned so much about it. I wish I met her many years ago, and I would have brought my children. Like she brought up her children, they would have been great. Where's my daughter? So we talked about that. Now about traveling. I once asked Phil how many countries he had been to. He started to name them. I said, I didn't ask you that, Phil. I said, how many? He said, over 100. And I'm sure that's so. Phil never made a mistake. Does anybody know that Phil ever made a mistake? Did he ever? He was always right and very, very smart. And incidentally, when I mentioned Phil, I want to be sentimental for a moment. When Phil was ill, and I was a neighbor, I lived 2 doors away from Phil and Lynn. Phil used to come to my house when Lynn went to New York on Tuesdays, and we had a wonderful time, and we'd have lunch and so forth. And then he'd say, where's Lynn, where's Lynn? And I said, she's in New York. And when Lynn came home, whenever they got together, and sometimes always at the dining room table, Phil would put his hand on Lynn's wrist and look at her and say, I love you, sweetie. Lynn would put her hand on his wrist and said, I love you, Phil. I will never forget that. So sweet, because it wasn't just that moment. That's the kind of a life those two had together. They were made for each other, and they lived so well together. and we think of him often. He was such a great guy, and they were such a great couple. And sometimes you walk into Lynn's office and the pictures are floating around on the computers. Many pictures of Phil, and it's wonderful to see. Her children are great children, and I really compliment both of them for bringing them up that way. Each one of them, I think, is a specialist in something of their own, and they were all personable and mannerly and wonderful and good children. And they were all concerned about Lynn, who doesn't want anyone to be concerned about her. She's very independent, and when she needs somebody, she will fight it off as long as she can. And, sooner or later you have to say, this is the way it is, Lynn, and maybe she will listen then. Lynn's interest in art, we all know about, and her collection is something that we all enjoy looking at, and really something to be very proud of. I love her to do the tour because she really knows the artist and why they did it and how they did it and who they are. And it's also very meaningful. And that's very important to me because I'm 93 years old, and last year I started to paint. And Lynn loves my painting. Now, if you want to talk about friendship, that's a friend who says, I love your painting, when she's got Monk and Calder and Nevelson and so on. So we're very good friends. We have great activities that we enjoy. We go to the movies. We discuss the movies. We try out little restaurants. We talk about everything that's happening in the world. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't, but we have the facts because we're two smart ladies. We're very different. Lynn is extremely thorough in everything she does. I think she plans long in advance. And she probably makes a correction on one of her machines if she changes that plan. I'm sort of a fly by the seat of my pants lady, and I've gotten along even in business that way, so that's okay, but we get along just wonderfully. I'm very proud to have Lynn being my friend, because I call her a mosaic of everything beautiful that a lady should be. And Phil, if you have another party next year, I will go on and tell the rest of the things about Lynn that I didn't say tonight. So I thank you all for listening, and I know you all love Lynn as much as I do. And she is my greatest friend, and I love to be with her, and I love to be here. So thank you very much.